hilarious comedian and actor Elon Gold.
Oh my goodness. Wow. Everybody calm down. Everybody just please remain in your seats. Just calm down. I know it's exciting to have me live streamed. See, here's the thing. I love Montreal. Montreal is one of the few places where, as a comedian, because here, what you don't know about being a comedian is wherever you go, you have to say, it's good to be here. It's not good to be anywhere. It's not good to be, there's like 5 good places. Montreal is one of them. And I can't even say it's good to be here. I'm in my back office. It stinks to be here. I want to be there. I want to go to Montreal. By the way, it's not all perfect in Montreal. It's not all perfect. Your restaurant namings are a little bit schwach, let me just say. I'm sitting there in Moishe's Steakhouse, all excited to bite into the delicious steak, and my buddy's like, hey, by the way, you know this place isn't kosher. What? What are you doing? Moishe's? Moishe's is treif? That's insane. All right, forget it. Let's go to Schwartz's. Oh, don't even. What do you mean it's not? It's barely kosher style? Okay, fine. How about Fresser's? But here's the best part. Yakimono's glatt kosher. So it's not all perfect in Montreal. I love it. I love the people. Hamish people. Some people say Heimish. I say Hamish. Montrealers, if you don't know what Hamish is, it means sweet and unassuming. There's no air about them. They're very sweet people. That's what I love about the Montreal community. They're Hamish. Now, I did one of these Zoom type of gigs about a week ago for the 5 towns. And there was a little community thing for the 5 towns in New York. Not sure if you're familiar with the 5 towns or not, but what's the opposite of Hamish? Oh, I know, obnoxious, ostentatious, entitled shish. No, I'm kidding. They were sort of nice. But the point is, nobody's like Montreal. Nobody's like, and this is, you know, not only do I want to be there because I love Montreal, I want to be there because I got to get off Zoom. I got to get off Zoom. It's enough with the Zoom. I've had it. I miss Waze. Remember Waze? How did we go from Wazing everywhere to Zooming nowhere? I want to go back to Waze, not Zoom. I'm done with Zoom. And here's where I draw the line. I will not do a Zoom Shiva. I'm sorry. Listen, you've lost a loved one. I feel bad. I'll send a note. I'll come over outside. I'll wait. I'm not going to do a Zoom Shiva where I'm sitting there in some weird, depressing Brady Bunch gallery view where instead of everybody smiling, it's just, you know, miserable and depressed. I know. Yeah. That's terrible. I'm sorry. Yeah. Who's going next? Are you going to say sorry? Or you want to say, who's saying sorry? It's the worst thing, a Zoom Shiva. It's the worst thing. You're just sitting there awkward, staring. Everyone's around you and you're like, okay, what do you mean not clear? I just got a note, this just in, it's not clear. How is this not clear? Is this not coming in clearly? I was in the middle of a great Zoom Shiva bit. I got a note, not clear. Oh, keep going, okay, fine. It seems clear, right? Anyway, Zoom Shivas, it's humiliating because it's awkward. That's my biggest problem. It's awkward. You're sitting there and you're like, oh yeah, wow, he seemed like an amazing man. I'm sorry I never met him. Have we met before, by the way? I'm not, I got an email and said Zoom Shiva and I just clicked and that's the worst part, the leave. How awkward in any Zoom meeting is that leave meeting, that now it's a Shiva Zoom leave. It's like awkward on top of awkward. It's like, I'm so sorry, hamakom. It's the worst thing. It's the worst thing in the world. I'm getting a note that Watson, listen to this. My camera is blurry. How is that possible? Here, we're going to do this. We're going to clean the schmutz off the camera. Let's see if this does anything and makes it any clearer. Watch, I probably made it worse. Is this better? Better or worse? They're talking to me while I'm doing this. This is some show I'm doing here. Your camera is blurry, but now it's better, right? Nothing? Good? Terrible? Oh, they'll edit this part out. Don't worry. There are people watching live though, so we got to continue. Can they at least hear me? They can pretend it's like an out. Oh, excellent. Excellent. Oh, you should have told me this a while ago. Should I start again? I'm kidding. All right. Where were we? Montreal. We covered Montreal. We didn't finish with Zoom because I knew it was all going downhill when we started with those Zoom Seders. Zoom Seders? Yeah, it's the only Seder where you not only break the matzah, you break Yantif. Oh my God, what was Zoom? It was the craziest thing. First of all, the whole Pesach thing. I was supposed to be in Mexico, okay? Back in March when this started, I was supposed to go to Mexico at a Pesach program. It felt more like I was in a Pesach pogrom. I was in my house in hiding. I couldn't come out of it. Is it safe to come out yet? It was an awful Pesach. I was booked to be in Mexico. And by the way, what better way? What better way to recreate our exodus from Egypt than a spa in Cancun? Yeah, it's very much like our ancestors had it. And what better way to celebrate our freedom from slavery than by enslaving another group of people to serve us? Yeah, it all comes full circle. This better end by next Pesach. It better, and not just because I want to go to a fun resort. They're going to have to change a lot of the wording in the Haggadah. Like page 1, it's going to be like Kadesh, Urchatz, 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 Magid. Yeah, let's Urchatz again. Like it's all, you got to wash your hands every 2 seconds. Let me tell you something. There's so much about this pandemic that I can't take. It's not only the washing of the hands every minute. The worst thing, I think, for us as Jews is that you're not allowed to touch your face. And I'm like, what? That's all we do. All we do. We're constantly going, ay, I don't believe it. Ooh, this is right? And so every one of our rituals, we say the Shema. Before Shabbat, you light the candles. After Shabbat, you take a bag of incense, shove it in your nose, pass it around to other people. Yeah, that's really sanitary, by the way. Every single one of our rituals, of our mannerisms. Look, I'm doing this right now. We're always wiping our nose, rubbing our, it's all we do. By the way, I wash my hands. Everybody calm down. Every impression I do that when I do a Jewish comedian, it always involves touching the face. Gilbert Gottfried, oh, stop it, please. I can't not touch my face. It's like a magnet. I try, but it keeps slapping me right back in the face. Woody Allen, this is crazy. I mean, quite frankly, I'm always touching my nose and my mouth, and I, worry that I'm going to infect my wife/daughter. Was that too much for some of you? All right, fine. Anyway, oh, the only person that ever touches his face is Jackie Mason. It makes me nauseous to think that a person in my position would ever touch my face with my finger. It's disgusting. It's nauseating. I only use my fingers to point. I'm always pointing. Mister, you're paying attention. I'm pointing. I'm making points. I'm using points. I don't use miles. I use points. I've never spent $1. I just use points, and I make points, and I point. But I find it nauseating and disgusting to even think of touching my face. People ask me, what's the secret to your longevity? Why do you live to 150 years? Because I never once touched my face with my finger, and that is why I'm still a second. Am I doing this for too long? Yeah, I know. You never know. You can't hear the laughs. You can't hear laughs, and you're like, are they enjoying this? Well, let's just hope for the best. Oh, God, because this is where stand-up comedy was meant to be done, on a teleconference. Yeah, it's all downhill. And now, what's coming up? Rosh Hashanah. Oh, Rosh Hashanah. This is the worst year ever, and now we're supposed to celebrate Rosh Hashanah by the way, we never technically celebrate our New Year, right? Gentiles celebrate the New Year. We observe it, right? For Gentiles, it's like, yeah, Happy New Year. It's a party, right? They're dancing, they're drinking. We're in shul repenting, davening, reflecting. Our New Year's is like everyone else's morning after New Year's. Oh my God, what have I done? Please forgive me. I'm a terrible person. I'm sorry. Right? Gentiles know how to celebrate New Year's. They go out, they party, they have party hats, noisemakers. We have yarmulkes and a guy trying to blow into a ram's horn. By the way, good luck with that this year. I want to see the guy that's actually going to put the shofar into his mouth. There's no way. We don't know where the shofar's been. It's too dangerous. He's probably going to have to fake it, right? He's going to stand there holding the shofar, look like he's blowing it, but he's just going to make noises with his lips. He'll be like, what? I'm really doing it. I'm doing it. Happy New Year. We don't really have a Happy New Year though. It's true. No, it's more of an unhappy New Year. We don't, by the way, we never say merry in any of our holidays. We never say merry. That's for the goyim. Merriment is not for us. We know that happy is our limit, right? That's basically, we know that we as a people tend to hover somewhere between miserable and could be worse. That's our sweet spot right there. So merry is like, that's just, come on, merry. We're more like meh, it's merriment. That is unattainable for us. And even happy, even when it's have a happy whatever holiday it is, it's always happy with an asterisk. Happy, but let's not forget the suffering of our people. But go have a happy, but just have in the back of your mind the temples that would destroy. But listen, go have a happy, but just if you could, on the tip of your tongue, have a bad taste. We're always remembering and commemorating. We can't just be happy. It's a weird thing. And yet, I love our people. I'm very proud. I'm one of the most proud Jews you will ever find on this planet. It's true. I go around, I talk to non-Jews all the time when used to do shows, and I would tell people, that Judaism is the only religion that doesn't try to recruit new members. Yeah, probably because we know we can't get any. I mean, what's the selling point there, right? What's the commercial for Judaism? Tired of that excess flap of skin on your schmeckel? Want to stop eating 3 of the most delicious foods on the planet? Bacon cheeseburgers and bacon double cheeseburgers? Or perhaps you're ready to give up eating altogether and would enjoy partaking in one of our numerous fast days. Well, then Judaism's just for you. Do you crave persecution, scapegoating, enslavement, and/or genocide? Want to be hated for controlling the banks and the media, yet you're in between sitcoms? There's a pandemic going on, so you got to show up to these weird Zoom gigs. Anyway, the point is, I'm happy to be here. It's exciting to be here. When I saw the name at first, though, I almost was like, do I want to get involved politically? MADA? What is this? MADA? What is it? Make America Drek again? What is this organization? And then I did the research, and it's all about volunteering, and it's all about helping the needy. So I was like, I'll be there. But I'm not wearing the hat, the MADA hat. Don't get me started on politics, people. Don't get me started on politics. There's too much going on in the world. It's too upsetting. Is it me, or does it feel like everyone's either asymptomatic or anti-Semitic? Right? That's how I'm feeling right now. You're one, either, or both. And they're similar. Being asymptomatic, it's very similar to being anti-Semitic, because most people that are anti-Semitic, they have it, but they just don't know it. They don't know they have it. And then we don't know they have it. So we're like hanging out with them and we have no idea that they have it. Like I remember once I was hanging out with Mel Gibson. Mel Gibson, before, this is like 15 years ago, was at a cigar club. He was a member, I'm a member. We're still smoking here. We're sitting there, we're smoking cigars, having a great time. I had no idea he had it. And then the first cough came out and I was like, yeah, that may be the cigar. I don't know. Next thing you know, he's on the PCH spewing anti-Semitism. I'm like, wow, I had no idea he had it. And I don't think he knew he had it. He must have been at that moment like, ooh, I have it. I wonder how I got it. My father gave it to me, of course. And I was just with him 5 days ago. That's what happened. And that's a lot of people. A lot of people, they have it. They don't know they have it, right? Some people, they have it, but they're not sure they have it. They're showing a few signs, right? Like maybe they'll tweet out something like it's all about the Benjamins. And you'll be reading this like, oh, she should get tested. Yeah, she's got it. And she's in denial. She's like, no, I don't have it. I can't smell or taste, but I don't need a ventilator. I'm fine. Trust me, I don't have it. They're all different levels of being what I call asymptomatic, which is the asymptomatic version of being anti-Semitic. You're asymptomatic. You often don't even know. Sometimes you do know, and you know it well. Louis Farrakhan, he knows it. He knows he has it. We know he has it, and he wants to give it to everybody. He's a super spreader. And then you have someone like President Donald Trump. He had it. He got rid of it. That's right. Once your daughter converts to Judaism, you have Jewish grandchildren. Oh, you've got the antibody, and you can't get it again. Right? And then, of course, there's people like Seth Rogen, who, not anti-Semitic because he's Jewish, but it's more like the CDC or the WHO. Like they mean well, and then they're just spreading misinformation, and they're not helping the disease to stop spreading. Have I lost people on this analogy? Here's the point. It's crazy out there, people. Here's how crazy it is. I am deemed an essential worker. Yes, comedians, we are, forget doctors. There's almost 1 million people dead out there in the world. How are doctors essential? Nurses, fine. Nurses are actually taking care of sick people. Doctors, here's how unessential doctors are. And this is why I'm angry at doctors. My daughter, she gets a cold. Thank God, not the thing. But we want to take her to her pediatrician. We call the office. They're like, yeah, we're not seeing sick patients right now. And I'm like, sick patients? What do you mean you're not? This is a doctor's office. That's what you do. You're in the business of sick. What are you seeing? And she goes, it's just well visits. We're seeing well patients that are well. And I'm like, who's going to the doctor well? If I'm well, I don't need you anymore. What is that? That'd be like showing up to a restaurant and they're like, yeah, we're only seating full people. Yeah, you need to be like stuffed or you just can't get a table at this time. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. There is a place if you want to grab a bite around the corner and then you can come back, we'll seat you at the bar. But no. I mean, it's sick. That's insane to me that they're only seeing well patients. It'd be like, imagine if this great organization called me up and I'd be like, yeah, I'm not really making audiences laugh at this time. I am available for Zoom Shivas. I will do that. But this is my business. I'm supposed to make people laugh. Granted, it's difficult when you can't hear it, but hopefully there's people sitting home laughing every few minutes. How do you not do your business? I just took my other son to college with Indiana University, flew on Delta. Could you imagine if I called Delta and they were like, yeah, we're not flying anyone right now. We're happy to welcome you on board if you need a seat. I don't want a seat. I want to go places. And then you're sitting there on the plane. The captain's like, welcome to non-flight 702 with no service to Indianapolis. Our expected flying time is 0 minutes. The weather in Indianapolis is, irrelevant because you're not going there. It's like, so I'm angry. I apologize. I know you're essential doctors. Part of these are jokes, but I'm the essential. I am essential right now. Making people laugh in a pandemic to me, seems like more important than almost everything, except, of course, the work of, is it MAGA or MAGA? MAGA? What is it? Make America. Oh. All right, I got to call it. I'm already overstaying my welcome here. I've done a lot. We've said a few things. We've covered a few items. Pandemic, Rosh Hashanah, Judaism. What else do we want to cover here? What else do we want to cover? Israel, my other favorite topic, and then we'll go. Israel. So I love Israel. I miss it. I was supposed to go for Sukkot and perform. Last Sukkot, I did 5 shows, sold out, not important. 700 seat theaters. That's not happening right now. But I love being in Israel and I love performing there. And I'm very proud of Israel and I'm pro-Israel. I tweeted, true story, hey, I'm doing shows in Israel. Like really just proudly. One of the comments was, don't you mean Palestine? And I was like, no, I don't mean Palestine. Why are we going back in time to correct me about a place that was called something else before it's called that now? Israel's the only country in the world where that happens to. Like if I was performing for the troops and I tweeted out, hey, performing for the troops here in Iraq, the comments wouldn't be, don't you mean Mesopotamia? No, why are you going back in time? It makes no sense to me, right? Like if I'm tweeting, hey, enjoying a game here at Citi Field, don't you mean Shea Stadium? Oh, look, a butterfly. Don't you mean caterpillar? It's ridiculous. So I replied, because I was very annoyed. I replied, well, to don't you mean Palestine? I wrote, don't you mean Judea? If you want to go back in time, let's go. Let's go. I got plenty of time to go back in time. It's very upsetting to me when people are anti-Israel. I love Israel. It's Israelis I can't stand. I'm kidding. My mother was born in Israel. My mother was born in Israel when it was called Palestine. Yeah, she showed me her birth certificate. I was like, wow, my mom's a Palestinian Jew. She throws rocks at herself. It's like, stop it. Would you just... I love Israelis. I don't want to get into an argument with them. I will lose every time. There's no winning with an Israeli when it comes. First of all, they're the best at arguing and everything's an argument to them. Any small talk, any conversation. Perfect example. I have an Israeli neighbor here in LA. I walked over to him about a year ago with small talk. Like it was right after that unmanned spacecraft Bereshit crash landed on the moon. And I just said to him, hey, too bad about the Bereshit crashing on the moon. He was like, yeah, big deal. At least it landed. And I was like, no, I know. I'm just saying it would have been better if it landed without crashing because they were so close. And then in the last few, he's like, let me ask you something. You ever get this close to the moon? Please tell me how close you got to the moon. Please, go ahead, tell us. Tell us how close you've gotten. Tell us how close. And there's nobody there. There's literally nobody. He's like, tell us, please, we're waiting. We're waiting for you. Tell us how close you got to the moon. And I'm like, I've never gotten close. I'm just saying it would have been nice if they stuck the landing instead of crashed onto the moon. He was like, let me ask you this. When you crash a party, you still at the party? Big deal, you crash it, you get invited to it. You're still on the moon, having a good time. I'm like, yeah, you win. I give up. That's it. Because Israelis are very different than just plain old Jews, right? Like I'm a New York Jew. I grew up in New York. Very non-confrontational. I'm always trying to avoid confrontation, saying things like, I don't want to be a problem. I don't want to cause any problems for anyone. Israelis are like, what? Do you have a problem with me? What's your problem? Huh? Please tell me your problem. Please tell us. Go ahead. Tell us. Still nobody, by the way. Nobody. Tell us. We're waiting. What's your problem? Israelis remind me of these New York Italian tough guys that I grew up with in the Bronx that were also very interested in my problems, right? Always like, hey, got a problem? What's your freaking problem, huh? You got a problem or what? What's your problem? Hey, he's got a problem. Look at this, guys. And there usually were other Italians there. Hey, fellas, check it out. This guy's got a problem. I would love to see a New York Italian tough guy get into an argument with an Israeli tough guy because it would just be over who has the problem. Right? It'd be like, hey,
Hey, you got a problem?
Me? No, I don't have a problem. You have a problem?
I'm asking you. You got a freaking problem?
You know what? I do have a problem. It's you. You my problem.
Oh yeah, I'm your problem? I'm your freaking problem?
That's right. I don't have any other problem. Only you.
Oh yeah, what are you gonna do about this problem? You gonna try to solve it? What do you got, a calculator or something?
No. I don't need calculator. I do it in my head. Watch this. 1 minus 1 equals 0. That's what you are. Boom. He wins that. Wins the argument. And that's why I love Israelis. And that's why I love Montreal, MADA, the volunteers, all the work you do. Thank you for having me. Shana Tova. I know it's like Happy New Year. What year is it? But try. Let's just try to have a happy and healthy New Year. In fact, forget happy. Let's just have a healthy New Year. That is the new holiday greeting. Healthy New Year. I'll see you next time. Thank you.